Welcome to a presentation from the North Carolina Division of Air Quality on the open burning regulation. The mission of the division is to protect and improve the outdoor air quality of North Carolina for the health and benefit of all. This presentation is about North Carolina's open burning regulation as it pertains to air pollution. During this presentation, we will discuss such things as what may be burned, where it may be burned, and when it may be burned, and how it applies to situations you may encounter. The Division of Air Quality is an agency within the North Carolina Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR. The Division of Air Quality is responsible for ambient monitoring of air pollutants throughout the state, issuing operating permits for industry, compliance inspections at those industrial sites, investigating complaints concerning dust, odor, and open burning, enforcement, including monetary penalties for violations of any of our regulations, educating and informing the public about air quality issues, and planning the overall program for improving and preserving the air quality in our state. The Division of Air Quality has 7 regional offices across the state. Buncombe, Forsyth, and Mecklenburg counties have their own local air quality programs. The local program offices are responsible for air quality issues in their county, and the regional offices are responsible for the remaining 97 counties. You may contact the regional office for your county anytime for assistance, and to see which regional office serves your county, please visit www.ncAir.org. Another agency within the Department of Environment and Natural Resources is the Division of Forest Resources. They are responsible for protecting state and privately owned forest land. Forest Resources is also responsible for forest fire prevention, controlling wildfires, conducting prescribed fires, and issuing burning permits. The Division of Air Quality does not issue burning permits, but a summary of the Division of Air Quality's open burning regulation is printed on the back of each burn permit. Local agencies and county fire officials may have other ordinances concerning open burning. Local ordinances must be as stringent as the state regulation. The Division of Air Quality only enforces its state regulation, and compliance with one agency's rules does not guarantee compliance with other agencies. Any burning in the state must comply with all state and local regulations. Open burning may be banned by either the Division of Forest Resources or by local or state fire marshals. These bans may be county, district, or statewide. Fire marshals have jurisdiction over open burning within 100 feet of an occupied structure. In addition to these bans, almost all burning is prohibited on days when the air quality forecast is code orange, red, or purple. Regardless of these situations, it is always illegal to burn non-vegetative material. The pollution created by the burning can affect human health, particularly the lungs and heart. It can irritate your eyes, cause headaches and dizziness, bring on asthma attacks, and lead to physical symptoms such as coughing and wheezing. The Division of Air Quality has established air quality forecast areas for various parts of our state. These areas have been identified as the Triad, Triangle, Charlotte, Fayetteville, Asheville, Hickory, and Rocky Mount. By visiting the DAQ website at www.ncair.org and clicking on the Air Forecast link, you'll be able to see the forecast for each of these areas and the counties that will be affected. These forecasts are also available on local television and radio. Remember to always check the forecast in your area before you burn. As already mentioned, burning is prohibited on air quality action days when the forecast is orange or worse. The Division of Air Quality uses a system or index that divides air quality conditions into color-coded levels. Code green indicates good air quality, yellow is moderate air quality, orange or worse is considered unhealthy for sensitive groups like children, active people, and those with respiratory or heart disease. Open burning is prohibited on code orange or worse days in air quality forecast areas, and DAQ recommends no burning throughout the rest of the state on code orange or worse days that are not located in the forecast area. The open burning rule is one of the division's oldest regulations and dates back to 1971. This rule regulates all outdoor burning and sets conditions for allowable fires. Violators of the rule can be fined up to $25,000 per violation per day. Remember, if it doesn't grow, don't burn it. It's always illegal to burn trash and other non-vegetative material. There are special circumstances when even vegetation cannot be burned. Some of the most common items that are burned illegally are household trash, lumber, building materials, tires, insulated wire, newspaper and junk mail, buildings, plastic items, and chemicals. Sometimes people think they can burn collapsed, demolished, or partially burned structures. However, this type of burning is illegal. Many people in North Carolina still burn trash. It is always illegal to burn trash or garbage. Sometimes contractors burn leftover building materials and construction wastes. It is always illegal to burn construction materials. Although certain types of open burning is illegal in North Carolina, there are 3 general categories of allowable open burning: residential yard waste, land clearing, and other special burning such as firefighter training. First, let's look at yard waste. Residents can burn yard waste such as small limbs, leaves, and brush if it is allowed under local ordinances. The yard waste must originate at a private residence and be burned on that site provided that public pickup is not available. The waste must consist of leaves, grass clippings, and other plant material, branches less than 6 inches in diameter, and excludes stumps. The burning must occur between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and must be on a code green or yellow forecast day if you live in an air quality forecast area. It is illegal for businesses, churches, and schools to do this type of burning. The next category of open burning that is allowable under certain circumstances is land clearing debris. The open burning regulation defines land clearing as the uprooting or clearing of vegetation in connection with construction for building, right-of-way, agricultural, residential, commercial, or industrial development, mining activities, or the initial clearing of vegetation to enhance property value, but does not include routine maintenance or property cleanup activities. Only vegetation resulting from the clearing of land can be burned. This may include logs, stumps, and limbs. Kerosene or diesel fuel may be used to start the fire, but no synthetic materials may be included. The burning should not start prior to 8 a.m., and no vegetation should be added to the fire after 6 p.m. The location of the burn pile must be at least 250 feet from any public road when the prevailing winds are blowing toward the road. Information on wind direction is available from the National Weather Service. The burn pile or piles must be at least 1,000 feet from occupied structures not on the burn site. 1,000 feet is approximately 3 football fields long. An occupied structure means any building in which people may live or work, and includes buildings that house farm animals or domestic animals. The air quality forecast for the area must be code green or yellow in order to burn that day. The vegetative debris must originate on site where the burning is taking place. If the burning of land clearing debris is found to be a violation under the air quality regulation, each pile on the site can be considered as a separate violation for purposes of assessing penalties. If someone needs to burn land clearing debris and can't find a spot at least 1,000 feet from a neighboring building, they can request a waiver from the appropriate Division of Air Quality Regional Office. There are forms and instructions on the Division's website at www.ncair.org to help with this. The Regional Office Supervisor will need a detailed map of the area as well as the original signatures from the occupants of all affected structures. Prior approval is required but not automatically granted. Air curtain burners, sometimes called pit burners, are another option for burning land clearing debris. Most of the same rules apply in terms of what can be burned, the times of day, and the air quality forecast, but the setback distance decreases to 500 feet. There are limits on the density of smoke produced, and some information will need to be recorded about the amount of debris being burned. The appropriate regional office should be contacted prior to the use of air curtain burners. Is this burning legal? Well, before you can determine that, you will need the answers to several questions. Is the residence less than 1,000 feet from the burn pile? Is there a public road less than 250 feet from the burn pile? Would this site possibly qualify for, and in it receive, a setback exemption prior to the burning taking place? Is it an air quality action day? Is non-vegetative material being burned? Next, firefighter training will be discussed. The Division of Air Quality understands the need for live burn training. Remember, it is illegal to burn abandoned or demolished structures. However, firefighters are allowed to burn standing structures for training purposes under certain conditions. Junked vehicles may also be burned and extinguished for training. Prior to the burning, these training exercises must be approved by the Division of Air Quality. Fire training must meet certain conditions. The objective must be for experience and practice. At least 10 days prior to the burn, you will need to submit the proper notification and approval form to the appropriate Air Quality Regional Office. The form may be faxed or mailed. All burn structures must be free of asbestos. You will need proper notification and approval from the North Carolina Division of Public Health's Asbestos Office. This notification must be postmarked 10 working days prior to the start date, and this office will not accept faxes. They will assign the training exercise a National Emissions Standards for Hazardous Air Pollutants number. This is commonly known as the NESHAP number. If there is a change in the schedule, then you must notify the asbestos office in writing prior to the original start date. The Division of Air Quality Regional Office requires that you call at least 1 hour prior to the burn if you have a change in the schedule. An air quality forecast day of code green or yellow is required for this fire training exercise. Here is the Division of Air Quality's Firefighter Training Notification Form. The notification form and instructions are available online at www.ncAir.org. Some of the required information includes your fire department name, address, burn dates, training location, and what will be burned. Remember to include the NESHAP number. Salvageable materials may not be burned for any reason. Any items which can be salvaged should be removed from the structure first. The primary purpose of this type of burning should be the training of firefighting personnel in the use of equipment and rescue, not just the disposal of unwanted material. Remember, fire training is allowed only for structures that are still standing. If the building has been demolished, it will not be approved. Firefighter training conducted at permanent fire training facilities is not subject to the same restrictions as burning an abandoned structure. The Division of Air Quality notification and prior approval are not required for exercises conducted at permanent fire training facilities. Additionally, firefighter training at permanent facilities can be conducted on air quality action days. However, the Division of Air Quality strongly recommends that the training be rescheduled to a code green or yellow forecast day if at all possible. Campfires, outdoor cooking, and bonfires are permissible provided that only vegetation such as firewood is used. Lumber, even untreated lumber, and pallets may not be included. The Division of Forest Resources, Wildlife Resources Commission, and the Department of Agriculture may allow open burning to manage forest land, wildlife habitat, and pest control. The burning must be an acceptable practice as defined by these agencies. In special circumstances, the Division of Air Quality may allow the burning of debris from storm damage, but this requires specific approval. The Division of Air Quality receives numerous open burning complaints from concerned citizens. Once a complaint, which can be anonymous, is received, it will be investigated for possible violation of the air quality open burning rule. Division personnel do not have to witness the fire burning because visible evidence of charred material is generally all that is needed to establish a violation. Often the Division of Air Quality can use information obtained by the fire marshal, fire department, solid waste officials, or other state and local officials to establish that a violation of the open burning rule has occurred. Here's what the Division of Air Quality would like to have: the name, address, and phone number of the violator, the specific location of the burning incident, the materials that have burned, the size of the burn pile, and preferably digital photographs of the site. A thorough and timely incident report is invaluable for our enforcement case and is very much appreciated by the Division of Air Quality. What if an open burning violation is documented? The Division of Air Quality's procedure is to issue a letter called a Notice of Violation to the person or company doing the illegal burning. If the situation warrants, a Notice of Recommendation for Enforcement will also be issued. Usually, these will be combined into one letter. Depending on the circumstances, the Division of Air Quality will recommend a civil penalty for the violation. The Director of the Division of Air Quality will assess any civil penalty. Penalties can be as high as $25,000 per violation per day that the violation occurs. The goal of the enforcement program is to put a stop to the habitual violator, as well as discourage the first-time offender. The money from these civil penalties goes to the State Board of Education, and none of the penalty money is retained by DAQ. The Division of Air Quality employees are always happy to answer your questions and look forward to working with you. Please contact your regional office if you have any questions. Additional information is available on our website at www.ncair.org. The Open Burning Hotline number is 1-877-OPEN-BURN or 1-877-673-6287. The Division of Air Quality would like all firefighters to know that we appreciate and thank you for all of the hard work that you do. The Division of Air Quality salutes you for your dedication to protecting our lives and property, and for your cooperation in helping us do our job.